This is a podcast about our lived experience, which unfortunately includes infant death and subsequent mental health struggles. Please take good care of yourself and only listen if this content feels safe for you right now. We'll still be here when you're ready.
Hi, I'm Judith.
And I'm Alina. We both lost babies to SIDS in winter 2021.
In the throes of grief, I reached out to a stranger on the internet and our friendship was born.
In the years since, we've been working hard to survive, rebuild, and navigate the continual challenges that have come our way, including divorce,
Job loss,
dating while bereaved,
moving multiple times,
health scares,
pregnancy and parenting a living child,
starting new jobs, and so much more.
We are tired.
Happily ever after is out of the question for us, but this podcast documents our journeys to happier ever after because we believe life after loss is worth living.
So join us as we laugh, cry until we laugh.
Welcome to As Long as I'm Living podcast.
We're so glad you're here.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so late. I'm so late.
Okay, I'm fine.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Your hair looks short.
It is very short. Although I actually think I might cut it even shorter.
Wow.
But I'm crazy.
Yeah.
I felt like I was like 100 years late. I am 10 minutes late.
Yeah, you're not that late. You know, I think
That's
you feel
not that
later than
late
you
to
are.
you? That's so
I think
late.
you feel later than you are because I texted you that I was early.
That's true. You were early. You were like ready when you are, and I was like, hold on a second. This isn't going to work. Usually I have like 5 buffer minutes when I'm recording with you.
Yeah, you're good.
Minimum.
You're good. I was chilling.
So it's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much for everything. 34.
34.
Which feels very grown up.
Well, yeah, you're in your mid-30s now.
Mm-hmm.
So I realized when I was driving home from the grocery store that I never sent our last episode we recorded to test to edit. So we recorded that like 8 weeks ago. So we have 2.
But we have 2 to come up with, so that's good. So maybe if we record another one this weekend, we'll have 3. And I would love to get it out before the holidays when people are feeling depressed.
Definitely.
A holiday surprise.
I'm really excited. I'm excited for our horoscopes this year. Let's see.
We're going to do it now or you want to do it later? You want to do that this weekend?
Let's do it now. Because that one I want to make sure we do. Unless you have things you want to say that are like real.
No, I think we should talk about birthdays.
Okay. We already have an episode called Crappy Birthday. Don't we?
Yeah.
Judith, we've had this podcast so long, I don't even remember. Listeners, do we already have an episode about birthdays? I'm happy to talk about it, though.
Well, only because it is my birthday.
Yeah. I think maybe along those lines, I would also love to talk about the seasons. Like, now that I'm far enough out, I feel like the weather, the time of year.
Hey, you had a hard day yesterday.
It really packs a punch in a way that in the beginning it was just all bad all the time.
Well,
now it's like,
you had a hard day yesterday. Why did you have such a hard day yesterday?
I don't know. Just hit me on my ass.
What happened?
The grief. My daughter was, my living daughter, she was having a hard time going to sleep. And I think what kind of triggered a lot of feelings was kind of willing her to go to sleep.
Uh-huh.
And then...
Because you were like...
God damn it, go the fuck to sleep. You know? And she wasn't even like mad or upset or hurting. She wasn't like teething. She was just like awake. And I was tired. And she was being so cute. She was being like really cute. And like flirting because she wanted to stay awake. And I was so tired. And I just was like, just want you to go to sleep. Like, please just go to sleep. And then I felt guilty. Because I would give anything for Quinn to not still be sleeping.
I have that thought all the time. Or sometimes I have thoughts that are like more than that, even like so frustrated. Like now I have a 3.5-year-old, and bedtime can sometimes be like an hour of fighting. One more cup of milk, one more pat on the back, one more song, with this shirt and that shirt, or I want to wear a different. It could be forever, and like I sometimes have very frustrated thoughts, and then I also catch myself and like, no, but you don't actually feel that way. But sometimes I'm like, so mentally done as a parent, and I think that's really normal. Like as
I
a
think
parent,
it's
to just
so
get so frustrated.
normal.
Yeah.
And I don't really, I don't like hold on to guilt about that. I think it's so normal. I don't
It
feel
just
like,
brought on
oh, I
some
can't possibly,
feelings.
but it just brought on,
Yeah.
and then kind of separately from that, just that like little train of thought kind of brought on separately, just like a really griefy day. I was looking at my daughter and I was missing Quinn, and his handprint ornament went on the tree a couple days ago, and the Christmas tree, and so I have his little handprint that I can see. And it's just sad, the holidays are coming up. My family doesn't look, it's not whole. It looks whole from the Christmas card. Like our neighbors think we're a whole family. Somebody asked me the other day, who was it? A neighbor, somebody said, when are you going to try for number 2? I
Wow,
was just
that's a
thinking to
really
myself, like, first of
personal.
all, that's insane and rude. But then I also was thinking, like, she is number 2,
Yeah, but I
which they
have
don't
that
know.
conversation. Here's what I've said on that. Because I say I have 2 kids at home, I have 3 kids, 2 kids. I talk about 3 pregnancies, 2 kids. It's confusing. And you know what I've decided for my brain? It's very fluid up there. It's loosey-goosey. I have 2 kids and 3 kids. It's very amorphous.
Yes, I
And I
have both.
can't,
She's my first and she's my second.
yes,
She's my
Alina,
only
yeah,
and my second.
yes, that's what I have told
Yes.
myself. I don't put
Like the
myself in a
next kid,
box.
like in a way, the next kid is going to be kid number 2. Like that one
Yes,
is going to be number
yes,
2
yes.
and number 3.
Yes, it is true. It is both and. But there are a lot of things like that in life. And I think, like, I'm think of another thing where, like, there are 2 entirely true things that don't necessarily conflict with each other. Let me think of another example.
I've been going, while you're thinking of that, I've been going to this gym for moms. Well, they've actually recently rebranded and they're not just for moms, but let's be honest, they're just for moms. They have like mom and me classes and like childcare and whatever. And I really love it. I love it so much, but I do find myself like not participating in the small talk as much as I might, because I find it hard to figure out what to say. And not in a way where, like 5 years ago it was hard because it was like really mentally and emotionally draining. That's not the case. This is more just like, they know me as being the parent to my daughter, and then if someone, like the other day, someone was talking about their COVID baby, like their oldest was born like in August of 2020, a COVID baby. And what am I supposed to do? Be like, oh, mine too? But wait, I thought you only have one. And I just like didn't want to deal with it, so I just like didn't join the conversation, even though I had something to say about COVID pregnancy and COVID baby. I just like didn't, and so I feel myself kind of like not connecting with these people because I just sometimes want to exercise and not talk about my dead kid,
Okay, I've been thinking this entire time about what is an example of something that is both true and not true at the same time. And neither are in conflict.
Okay. What do you got for me? Happy and I'm sad.
No, that's not quite what I was gonna say. Okay, here's what an example that I feel like is true and not true. I only eat kosher meat. So sometimes when I'm not in an environment that knows about kosher meat or knows about kosher, I just say I'm vegetarian.
Right.
But I'm not a vegetarian because I do eat
That's
kosher
a
meat.
really
But for the
good
purposes
example.
of this conversation with strangers, I don't eat pork. I don't have any cultural references of meat that they'll be talking about. Like they're like, have you had a McBurger burger? The answer is no. For you, thinking I'm vegetarian, it's true. It's
doesn't
true.
matter.
We're going to be in the
Here's
context
another
of
example, okay? My daughter's first name is part of my last name from my first marriage. It's like, because she's named after Quinn, what Quinn's last name was. When people say, where did her name come from? I say, oh, she's named after my maiden name. It's not my maiden name, but it was my last name when I got married.
It's not a lie either.
And it's not a lie. It gives them the information that they need to have,
It gives
which
them
is like,
information
oh, it's
that
named
they need.
after
It's not
my
a lie.
family.
It's true, it's context truths, okay, everybody? It's
Yes.
context truths. So when you say I have 2 kids, that is a context, or I say I have 2 kids, it's a context truth. 3
Yes.
kids could be a entire truth, you know,
Yes.
but the 2 kids is not an untruth. It's a truthiness that is true enough, and so I feel like it passes the test. It's a context truth. So it's not true. The point is just that I feel like you're not lying to yourself or to Quinn or to other people. You're just answering one truth, and there's a variety of truths. And I feel like I
Yes.
have to. It's also confusing in my brain. Do I have 2 kids? Do I have 3 kids? I'm parenting 2 kids, but 3 kids. So I just tell myself like there are multiple versions of the truth sometimes.
Yes. Yes. I think that this type of nuance was really hard for me many years ago. It was
Yes.
much harder. I insisted
Yes.
on
It's much
telling
harder,
the
yeah.
whole
I,
truth
would,
at
I
all
insisted
times.
on it, and I still will bring it up. I just
Yeah, me
probably
too.
also will not.
Yeah. And I will say oftentimes, I think we've talked about this before, but like you have to think through at any given time what is the most true and what's the context that's going to make sense for that situation. Like if I'm talking to someone I'm never going to talk to again, I'm
Yeah.
much more likely to do a specific context truth than I am. If it's someone I'm going to see again, like I don't want to then have to go back and redo it. I know we talked about in the episode, I forget what it was called, but it was when I was on vacation with my in-laws and I didn't tell anybody at
Yes.
this resort that I had a
Yeah.
living child, and so
Yes.
that my pregnancy was not my only child. And then
Yes.
the entire week I was bombarded with
No, but that's
well-meaning but
also hard.
so
But that's also hard,
toxic
and I'll tell you
questions.
why. I'll tell you why. That's hard. Because when people are talking about pregnancy, and they say, is this your first pregnancy? I cannot lie. Because I
Yeah.
completed the pregnancy process. I did not complete the parenting
Yes.
process. So I
Yes.
can't lie and say, this is my first pregnancy. That is a lie. You know what I'm saying? There's no context truth
Right,
to
but if they
that.
say, is this your first?
I don't even think I could say that as a lie. But if you ask me how many kids I have, I could say I have 2. It's
Yeah,
very
I guess.
fucked up. In my brain, I get it, guys. You're confused, but I'm not confused. So we're good. But it's basically like we're all telling truth and we're all lying at the exact same time. That's what it
If
is.
you live a life where you don't have to lie during small talk or tell a context truth, then I'm jealous of
No,
you.
we don't have much in common.
We
But
don't
I
have
think,
much in common.
but wait, Alina, you know what I want to talk about today? I want to talk about the fact that this was my first Aiden milestone where I wasn't married.
That is true. That is true.
So-
How did that feel? You did spend some of the day with Aiden's dad.
I spent a lot of the day with Aiden's dad. That day, did I spend? Yeah, we did dinner together. Oh, we did breakfast together, and we did dinner together. We went to breakfast together, and we sang happy birthday, and we had cake, and then we did dinner with the kids together also. And then
I'm sure the
saw him
listeners would want to know, how's that all going? How are you
Right,
feeling?
okay,
You
so
don't have to
here's
get
what
into
I-
details you don't want to share, but I will ask the question that's on the listeners'
No,
minds. How's it
I
going, Judith?
I feel that it is hard to be the sole, like, rememberer and memory keeper.
Yes.
And so it's a relief to have someone to share it with.
Yes.
And I feel fortunate that my ex and I have such a relationship that we do share it. Like, we share pictures. Like, after Aiden's birthday party, we were texting each other about how sad we were and how hard it was. And I think there's something about grief that it affects two different people so entirely different that it's very hard to, even when you're married, to feel like you're in grief together because it's such a solitary
It's a
experience.
pretty solitary experience.
Yeah, for me it has been. So I feel like it wasn't that bad that I wasn't married, but I do feel like every breaking of this family further kind of like loses a piece of Aiden's memory. Like they're even though my ex and I have a great relationship and I can say remember when, it's not like when you're lying
Well,
in
and your
bed.
kids have never met. Your kids never met Aiden. So like,
Yeah. It's just hard, every piece of his memory that breaks apart, including my marriage. It's like, it feels like he's less and less present. And this year, another interesting thing happened, which is I didn't get a sign from him. Last year, I got a sign from him. The year before that, I got a sign from him. I got signs from him every year, but this year I didn't get one yet.
maybe he's
It might
saving up
come.
for something really good.
It might come, it might not come. It's hard.
Yeah.
because I was really counting on it. But like, and you can't ask for a sign, you know? You can't. I mean, I
You
asked for one, you
can't
can't
will
to
it to
someone, but
happen.
yeah, you can't to someone, but maybe it'll still come. But I was pretty sad that I didn't get one this year. You got a good one.
I got such a good one on Quinn's birthday this year, you guys. The Wordle was Quill, which is what we called him in the womb. The Wordle, the New York Times Wordle.
On
Multiple
his
of you
birthday.
listeners messaged
On
me on
his
Instagram.
birthday. I did
On
not
his
get one.
birthday was Quill. It was crazy. That was nuts. But I hadn't gotten a sign in a long time. So I think he
I
was
get
saving
one
up for
every
that
year on
one.
his birthday. Remember the Coach bag
Yeah,
situation?
the coach bag.
And then 2 years ago, I got pregnant on his birthday. And then 1 year ago, I met this random stranger. It was like a divine. I met this random stranger with his birthday. And the first year, there were like dolphins that popped up on his birthday. Like I
Yeah.
saw dolphins. Every year I got something. This year I didn't get something. So that was that. Oh, and I also feel like one more thing I want to say about my ex is I feel like we also are doing better individually. And so there is more mental space, I think, in a good way, where it's like we're less reliant on each other to be, to be the supportive partner in a way that makes it easier to be the supportive partner. It's like you're not
Right.
supporting me on the date. Yeah, it's less draining. It's a lot easier to support someone for an hour or two and then go back to their
You're
own.
more able to choose to support as
Yeah,
opposed to feeling like you kind
I
of have
think
to
so.
support so the whole house doesn't fall down.
That's kind of how it feels. And this is another thing I want to say, which is that I was really proud of myself. It was a very difficult day. There was a lot of crying, but I got up with my kids in the morning. I fed them breakfast. I got them to school on time. I picked them up on time. I fed them dinner on time. I was able to listen, like answer phone calls from family and answer text messages. I am very proud of myself because even though it was a hard day, I functioned. And that was not the case always.
Mm-hmm. Yes. You did it. You made it through.
Thank
With
you.
really very little fanfare chaos. You really powered through this year.
Thank you. I appreciate
Do
that.
you feel like you grieved as much as you needed to,
Yeah,
or do
I
you feel
cried a
like there's
lot.
more? Okay,
No,
good,
I cried a lot. I mean, I was probably
good.
crying for like 48 hours
Yeah,
consistently. It
yeah,
was a lot of crying. It
yeah.
was hard. I also have been dating a little bit. And so that's an
Mm-hmm.
interesting experience to explain that I have a dead son or an alive, that's also complicated. Not to get too in the weeds. There's a cat on Alina's head.
Yeah, my
But
cat just collapsed on top of my head, so
on my update,
apologies for the meows.
it's been different. I've been wanting to mention that I've been having to tell that I told strangers like as like a
Yeah.
as you date that you have to say it.
Did you ever think when I was doing it that you were gonna have to do it?
No, I never thought in a million years I'd be like this. I never thought I'd be in this situation. But Alina, it's a lot. I feel like for me, it's been a little bit easier because I've mostly been dating older people. And I
Yeah.
feel like by the time you're dating people who are like 40, they've just like been through more life.
Everybody has their shit. I was dating like men in their early 30s who were like looking
Yeah.
for their partner who
Yes.
like there's like a lot of like fresh meat on the table when you're 29, 30.
Yes.
Whereas like and I was like this like musty old like kind of like past her expiration date. Like
Yes. When you're dating a 30-year-old who's looking for his first wife, it's entirely different than when you're dating a 40-year-old who's looking not even for a wife, who's just like already had a wife. And I also like one of the things I'm trying to do is figure out like what kind of person like I even like or want to be
Yeah.
with. And I feel like it would be very difficult for me to be with someone who hasn't had kids.
Right.
So in general, I'm talking to people who have had kids, and if they've had kids, it's
They have a little bit of
it's
context.
just like a little bit opener of a conversation.
Yeah.
A little bit
Like when
opener.
I met my husband, like he, first of all, I mean, he was shocked. He was very appropriately aghast at my situation and felt very sad and all this stuff. But like he admits now fully, he had no idea what I had gone through and had no idea how much it would affect my life forever. Like He thought he
if
knew, he did not know.
when you have a kid, you can imagine, every parent imagine losing their kid. But
Yeah.
if you don't even have a kid, to imagine having a kid and loving that kid and
Yeah.
losing that kid,
Yeah.
it's a big stretch. It's a big
Yes.
stretch. So I think like even though I'm 34 now, today I'm 34, I'm not really like the same mental age as other single 34-year-olds that have never had
Yeah.
like a marriage. I mean, I
Very
was
true.
also married, like Alina, how long were you married for?
We were married for 3 years before the shit hit the fan, and then another 2 before it was finally gone. But 3 years, let's say.
Okay, we were
And we
married
had
for a
been
lot.
together, and we had been together for 3 years before that.
We were married 11 and a half years.
Yeah. Married
And we
11
were
and a half years.
and we were together for 13 years.
Yeah.
So that's a very long
He was
time.
your first very long, serious relationship. You'd had
And
other
we met in
relationships, right?
college.
But yeah.
And I think to be with a partner who's never been married, never had a kid, like I might be 34, but like my adjusted age, my Spotify age is 28, which I'm very proud of.
Your
But
Spotify age was 28.
Yeah.
Mine was like
Yeah.
57.
Mine was 28, but my mental health
so
age,
cool.
like my life experience age is probably more 44,
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
50,
Yeah, somewhere around there.
44, 50. So like, that's kind of something I've learned about myself.
Yeah. Well, I will say you're really going for it with the dating. I'm very proud of you.
Are you?
Yeah. You're just going for it. You're like really doing it, you know? It's not easy. I know it's not easy, believe me. But you're doing it. Because you want to, you know, you want to be with someone. I think you want to be partnered eventually. And in order to do that, you date and you learn what you like and what you don't like. And you're doing that.
I think part of it is I just want to do. I spent
Yeah.
so much time in my life, the past 5 years, not doing. Like so
Waiting
much
for things to
time
be different before you would
waiting
do
for-
something else.
Yeah. You know, the Eras Tour movie is coming out, like came out. And I was talking to my mom. We were watching the first 2 episodes of the docuseries, and my mom had asked me one time. I one time said to her, like, you know what my biggest regret in life is? My biggest regret in life is not going to the Eras Tour. But I want everybody to hear that. I was married for 13 years. It ended in a separation. I had a child that died. I've been through shit. My biggest life regret is that I didn't go to the Eras Tour, and part of it is because I don't really believe in regret. Which I have a whole philosophy about, like, believing in regret and deserving. Like, I don't really believe in deserving. I also don't really believe in regret. But I have one regret, and that's not going to the Eras Tour. My mom said to me last week, we were watching it together, she's like, why didn't you go? Why didn't you go? Like, this was your favorite artist of all time. She was doing this monumental thing. Like, you certainly knew about it. Like, why didn't you go? And the only thing I could say was, like, I was not in a good spot. I couldn't do it. I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't get
You
from
asked me, like, should we go to the Eras Tour? And I was just like,
I couldn't
maybe
put the pieces together
Yeah.
to buy the ticket, to get the ticket, to go to the city, to figure it out, to travel, to I couldn't go from want to action, and I couldn't even get to really want. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, yeah, should I go to the Eras Tour? Like, I'm just trying to survive here. I had when it was like Aiden had died, I was trying to get pregnant, then I was pregnant again, then I had that baby, then I was pregnant again. The entire span of from when the Eras Tour launched to when it concluded, I was either pregnant, postpartum, or buried a child. Like those entire chunk of time, I was not able to do anything. So I feel like part of my attitude towards dating, which is my attitude towards everything, it's like I just want to do. I just want to do all the things. I don't even know what the things are to do, but I want to do them. The dumb shit, the good stuff, the smart investments, the risky investments. I want to go to the concert, and I want to try the dance, and I want to go out, and I want to try this drink, and I want to eat that, and I want to do all the things. I don't want to be held back for any reason. So yeah, like when it comes to dating, it's like
I'm so proud of you.
I'm not really ready to be like any, long-term thing, but like I just want to experience the experience. I just want to do the thing. I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting until I'm ready. I'm not waiting until I feel right. I'm not waiting until I know what I want. I'm like doing, and then I'll figure it out.
The journey is the destination right now.
I just want to journey.
Yeah, I love that.
That's so nice. Thank you for
And
being
that's
so
a nice
supportive.
philosophy for your birthday. Heading into
That's
34.
right. This year, I don't know what my horoscope says. Are you going to tell me?
Should we read our horoscopes?
Yeah, let's read our horoscope.
Okay, hold on. I gotta find the right. Do you know that our podcast provider was bought by Spotify like 3 years ago, and I still type Anchor to get to our podcast, even though it was bought like 3 years ago. Okay, let's see. Wow, people, you're still listening to the podcast even though we don't release new episodes.
Yeah, can you
so
tell me what our
cute,
Spotify...
people.
If you can you tell us... What, can you tell me what our Spotify web said? I couldn't get into the account because I couldn't remember the login.
Oh, sure. Hold on. It's making me log in double time, and that's not making me feel so hot. Wow, we haven't released an episode since Quinn's birthday? What? Holy macaroni. You guys, bear with us, okay? Ay, ay, ay. Oy vey. Okay. What did we call 2025? Can we get a break? Oh no, we asked for a B+ year last year.
Okay. Okay, do you feel like we got that?
I definitely got a B+ year.
I feel like maybe you even got higher.
I think I might have gotten like an A year. A-.
Wait a minute.
I've had a good, well, although hold on, the first 2 months of the year were absolute shit. Trying to get through that pregnancy. That was bad.
I'm sorry, I have to say one more thing, which is that my brother's in social work school, and he has a class on the philosophy of suffering. What's the name?
Okay.
Philosophical foundations of suffering. I don't know. And he gave a presentation about us. By the way, Alina, I don't know if you know that.
Us?
He gave a presentation.
Me?
He got a presentation about me. No, he gave a presentation about me. But then he spoke about the podcast. He spoke about the podcast about So welcome to our new listeners from Foundations of Philosophical Suffering. We're so happy to have you. Somebody wrote. He sent me a screenshot that somebody said that they listened to the podcast. They followed us on Spotify.
Well, welcome, new follower. Parenthesis S followers, perhaps.
I think this is so funny. Okay. Well, Sarah Engel.
All right, let's read our horoscopes from last year, see how it turned out, and then we'll read next year's and see what's in store. But, I'm going to put that in next week's episode. So stay tuned, listen next week for our horoscope episode, but we are going to record it right now. So hold on, Judith. I'm going to stop this recording, and then we'll start again.
To all of our wonderful new friends, we want to hear from you. Email us at aslongasimlivingpodcast@gmail.com and follow us on Instagram at aslongasimlivingpodcast. We'll get back to you as soon as our grieving brains allow.
Yay!